This is Holly from Handcrafted Blessings, and I'm here today with my niece Lucy, and we are going to do coffee and a card. So today we are at Harriet and Oak, which is a coffee shop in Rapid City, South Dakota. And what's kind of neat, I don't know if you can tell what I'm sitting in, but it is a Volkswagen bus. Yeah, in the middle of their coffee shop. It's really cool. So Lucy thought it'd be fun if we sat in here and we'll do our video, and she's going to make the card along with me. But let me show you first a little bit of what we're going to be making. So here you can see this is my lovely drink this morning. I decided to try something new. It's called a miel, which I guess is a latte with honey and cinnamon. So I haven't taken a sip yet because I thought the latte art, foam art here was just too pretty to disrupt. So that way you can get a cool picture of it. So next to it, you see these are the cards that we're going to be working on today. So we've got two Christmas cards. It's actually just one card we're doing today, but I wanted you to see that, you know, there's different options depending on the type of paper that you use. So let me just move my drink out of the way. And so Lucy and I are going to be making these cards today. So what I have done is I have prepared card kits. And so I have cut out everything needed to make these cards. So this is from a set called the Christmas Quilt. And it's a stamp set, of course, that is quilt related. And let me tell you, this is the closest I will ever get to sewing. So you can kind of see here there's a quilt block and some different shapes. And then up towards the top here, we've got some Christmas greetings. And I know it's backwards, I think, on the video, but one says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." And then we've got peace. And then another one says, "When life gives you scraps, make a quilt." Thought that was quite appropriate. So what I'm offering right now are some card kits. And I thought, well, maybe I should make one during a Facebook Live so that you can see how they're made and if you're interested in buying any kits. So let me move these out of the way so that we can do our card kit. So what happens when you purchase a kit, it also comes with step-by-step instructions here. You can see this is actually a full page of instructions. So, and just step by step, it tells you every item number that's in the card. It gives you a sample picture to work from, as well as all the supplies that I used and everything you could possibly need to make these cards. So, Lucy and I will get started. So in our kit, it comes with an envelope, which we'll just set aside. And then we have our card base, which of course is the folded part. You have a plain piece of cardstock, which coordinates with your base. So red and green, of course, we're doing Christmas card right now. And then we have ribbon and a front little piece. Now, what we'll show when Lucy finishes hers, mine is a red card base with a green top. Hers is actually a green base with a red top. So we're kind of doing opposite colors today. But first, we're going to start with our quilt pieces. So in this little Ziploc bag is your quilt block. So what I did was I took a piece of paper and I cut out a 3-inch square. And once I had that square, I put double-sided adhesive sheets on the back. And what that does is it turns your paper into a sticker, which is pretty awesome because gluing down something like this would be a little bit challenging just because of all the details on it. So I turned it into a sticker. So on the back of it, there is some white backing, and we're just going to peel that off. Hopefully it's not too hard. This particular kit was in my car overnight, so we'll see how the cold does with it. And then we are going to put that on our piece of cardstock. You want to put it up a little bit towards the top. That way there'll be room underneath it for us to put our ribbon and our words. And so just like that, we have our quilt block. And then we're going to fill in with our pieces. So, yes, good job. So let me show you Lucy. Lucy did hers. So she's got her red and green here. And what we'll do is we'll start filling in the middle with our other quilt pieces. So basically you just pick up a piece. You'll see here I have a pile of these little ones. Again, because I cut them out with the block, they all have a white backing. So we just peel that off, and you just peel off the white on the back of that. And then trying to decide here, I'm going to stick it right there. It's really pretty random. You can kind of put the squares wherever you might like. So we'll just peel off another back. And I think we'll put this one here. So Lucy's are going to be opposite. You'll see I'm putting in red triangles and squares, and Lucy is going to be putting in green ones because they match the frame on hers. So, it gives a different look. All of this paper comes from the Quilted Christmas pack, and there's a lot of cool designs in that paper. So we just take each one off, and we'll stick them in here. Now you do have some choices here. You can line it up. You'll see this piece is exactly lined up to the frame, or you can do it in kind of random fashion. I usually do a little bit of both because I just kind of like the look that it gives. But I know everybody has kind of their own tastes. Oh, and I did that a little bit crooked. So the secret to this is that if you're careful, you can peel it right back off, and you can put it like that. It's great. This is a great project for doing with kids, because it is easy to remove the pieces if you mess them up. And let's see, I need one more triangle piece. Now you don't have to do all of the outside before you do the inside, but I just find sometimes it's easier to do. Yep, the red will go on the inside of your piece. So now I'm going to start the green pieces. So what I've done is I've already alternated the pieces for you in the kits so that they're all red and green. Some of them are red on red, and these you just kind of, again, you can play with. Now what you can do is if you do want to try for a certain pattern, you could also set your pieces in here, and decide how you want them to lay before you peel off the back to stick them down. But I'm kind of a random person, as a lot of people would tell you. So I just kind of pick a piece and stick it in. As long as it fits, then I think we're doing pretty good. The red and green, of course, being traditional Christmas colors. But, you could use the same cutout, the same quilt block, and you could do all sorts of colors. It would make a great birthday card, thank you card. Like I said, there's one sentiment in the stamp set that says, when life gives you scraps, make a quilt. So that would be a good one for, that could be a get well card, thinking of you, I'm glad you're my friend, that sort of thing. My mom is an avid quilter, and I thought, she could use this to send to people in her quilt group, just to make a card. Of course, sometimes they get stuck to the table like this. So we'll just put our pieces here. I'm visiting my brother in South Dakota right now. Thought I would come here for Thanksgiving. Oh, I almost said Christmas because we're working on a Christmas card. Thought I'd come here for Thanksgiving. And they have such neat coffee shops. I went to one yesterday called Pure Bean and had a maple sage latte. That was interesting. And by interesting, I mean I didn't really care for it. So, not my favorite. But see, there you have. We've put in the red and green pieces. And Lucy's almost got hers done as well. And so once you have these pieces all stuck down, what we're going to do is attach the ribbon. So this piece of ribbon comes with your card, and we're just going to put it down here at the bottom. So I need a little bit of tape, which of course I misplaced, so let me find that. Alright, so I'm just using some tape, and all we're going to do is we're going to turn it over here, and I'm going to put a little bit of tape on each side. I'm going to lay my ribbon out, just like that. It doesn't have to be exact. If a little tape comes through the edges, it'll be alright, because we're going to be putting this down on the card base. So, just like that. And then once we've done that, we're going to use some of these dimensionals, which are probably one of my favorite crafting things to use. And what this does is it just gives, just like the name says, it gives a little dimension to your project. So it kind of pops it up, gives it some life. And this is why it doesn't matter that there's some extra, you see here, there's extra tape there. And it won't matter because we're using dimensionals to pop it up. So, we've got Lucy's card right here. You'll see here she had the red background. So she's got a green square, and she alternated her pieces here in the middle. And so what we're going to have her do is put her ribbon on. So we're going to lay it here again in the middle. And we're just going to fold it over. Just like that. And then she'll be able to put 5 of these on the back of her card. And then we have our piece here. Now the challenge, of course, with this is that I forgot my ink, so I won't be able to stamp it right here. But let me grab the sample once again. So what you see here, this is piece. So the size of oval that I have chosen, piece, was the best stamp that I could find to fit on it. Of course, if you did a different size oval, you could do a rectangle. You could do all sorts of shapes here, depending on what kind of words you want to write on there. And what we would do is dimensional that as well. But let me just peel these off. I'm just going to take off the white backs off the dimensionals. And probably the most important thing to remember when assembling this is look at how your card opens. I can't tell you the number of times that I have put my card on only to realize I did it upside down or backwards. That happens all the time. The nice thing is you can, if this were to be upside down, you could peel this off. It'll probably rip some of the base, but that's okay because you're just going to put it back down again. Yep, just like that. And so then what we would do is we would stamp this. And of course, normally we would want to stamp it before we adhere it. But once you have the word stamped, we would use some dimensionals to put right there on the front so that you end up with your card like this. And you can see here Lucy's card, because hers is opposite colors, hers will have a green oval right here. That way we just keep the alternating colors. So that's what we were doing for today's Coffee and a Card. Again, I do have these card kits available for sale. So if you're interested, just go to my page and let me know how many you'd like, and I'll send them right out to you, along with emailing you the instructions as well, which again will have the supply list in case you want to make these again on your own. But I have many colors with either the red background or here with the green. So that was today's Coffee and a Card. So now I think it's time for Miss Lucy and I to enjoy our drinks. So what are you drinking today, Lucy? Yeah, she's having a London Fog, which my understanding is Earl Grey tea with some steamed milk. So it sounds kind of interesting, very British of her to be drinking that. But as you can kind of see, I think a little bit behind me, you see, this is the VW bus that we're sitting in. I'll post a picture along with the sample cards on my site. So thanks for joining us today for Coffee and a Card from Handcrafted Blessings. We'll catch you next time. Bye.